New breed to the world. Hope it ain't over. Lights on, another battle in the Coliseum. The price of freedom got us fighting till we barely breathing. Give me a reason up this sword on you bloody heathens. Got me feeling like Spartacus. All my soldiers lockstep, yeah, we move with harmony. Do this for the fatherless. Raised up rough in the heart of the metropolis. Seen brothers blow it cause they ignored the prophets in a hurry to rise. They destroyed the process. Nothing new, you know that history repeats. It repeats. My rap style is officially elite. It's official. Study the word, don't be victim to deceit. They lie. We countrymen and nobles with a chip on our shoulders. Let the nation rise up. We regulate and bring order like the chosen one. Showing why we chosen, son. With a light at flames when we strike back. So many devils just praying that you might slip. Hold this Bible with a vice grip. Got them claiming I'm a Mason. Go figure. You must be kidding. With this talent, I be making millions. This hard work and prayer, it still ain't hit the ceiling. My life a roller coaster, and it's a king's to me. We just trying to free our people while we feed our children. Got them jealous parents tweaking cause they in their feelings. I'm just here to do the work until the work is finished. Till it's finished. It's like I've been here before. Deja vu. Peep the game from a bird's eye view. I was placed in the wars like I already knew. The Lord placed me in the wound and said you better stay true. Yeah, it's like I've been here before. Deja vu. Peep the game from a bird's eye view. I was placed in the wars like I already knew. The Lord placed me in the wound and said you better stay true. Yeah, you better stay true. All these trolls steady watching, are you not entertained? They say I talk too heavy, see the error of your ways. Words cut under my tongue, a razor blade. Cut them deep. Truth is love, now get over your shame. See, they took me for granted, disappeared like David Blaine. Now we rise like the prodigal sons. They diabolical plots couldn't stop what we done. Throw your fists in the air if you know where you from. Humble beginnings till it's riches and wealth. I don't boast or brag, but let's just say that I'm blessed. That's right. Had to fight some demons off before I got to the bag. Or I'm self-sabotaging, drinking liquor and spazzing. The Lord know my convictions, these people don't know the half. My past haunt me at times, this is the aftermath. The Lord hid my mistakes and helped to guide my past, like he did for Moses when he killed the man. It's like I've been here before, deja vu. Peep the game from a bird's eye view. I was placed in the wars like I already knew. The Lord placed me in the womb and said you better stay true. Yeah, it's like I've been here before, deja vu. Peep the game from a bird's eye view. I was placed in the wars like I already knew. The Lord placed me in the womb and said you better stay true. Yeah, you better stay true. Only one way up. It's 6 million ways to die. It's 6 million ways to die. When the odds stack against you, say your prayer, lead them haters. Find a reason to try. Just find a reason to try. Yeah, it's only one way up. It's 6 million ways to die. It's 6 million ways to die. When the odds stack against you, say a prayer, lead them haters. Find a reason to try. Just find a reason to try. Yeah, they don't understand how serious this is. They really don't. This ain't about playing no damn church. I'm not your pastor. Nah, for real. It's about nation building. 4,000 acres of land. I'm trying to free my people and feed my children. That's right, the hell is you talking about? A real chief, a real gentleman. Yeah, Africa no, stop playing with me. Worldwide, global, stop playing you and why? All praise to the most high. What y'all think this is? I'm the most powerful man on social media. What is you saying? I make all them heathens tremble every time I speak. I'm gifted and anointed on the ground level with the people. What is you saying? Yeah, you hear me? Anybody speaking negative on our names gonna be destroyed. That's a fact. Matter of fact, they already done. That's a fact. Walking dead, drowning in their own sorrow. Stop speaking on us, for real. Living in time that's borrowed, cause it's dangerous. They not ready. They can't even see. Touch not the Most High's elected. Touch not my anointing. Yeah, we here now. All you can do is respect it. That's right. Unless you got a death wish. Glory to Yah.
Shalom, shalom. It's your brother New Breed coming through with another live stream. Shalom, shalom. Welcome, welcome everybody. Peace and blessings to everybody joining. I see Lamia in the house. What is going on? What is going on? All right, all praises, all praises. All right, let me make sure everything is working properly. If y'all can hear me clearly, just do me a solid and put a one in the chat. Let's make sure everything is streaming seamlessly. All right, let's see here. I gotta make a couple of changes here. Give me one moment. All right. All right. All right, I got that working. Peace and blessings, peace and blessings. If y'all like that music right there, y'all know where to find it. New Breed Universal ENT. And I mean, it got a different kind of vibe to it, man. And it's a lot more music coming. Actually got a song coming real soon with former member of Druid Hill, Woodrow. And that's going to be dropping real soon. So y'all look out for that. Make sure you're subscribed over there so you can get those those notifications when new music drops. I want to give some honorable mentions before I get into the topic. Peace to the chat, Uncle Kalan, I see you. Drebo, I see you. Lamia Gardner, Carl's in the house. Darla, I see y'all. Keisha, what's going on? She says your music is fire. Thank you, I appreciate that. I want to give some honorable mentions for brothers and sisters who decided to trade in their death notes in exchange for love notes on newbreed.love. I would like to shout out, let's see, we have Christopher Scott Woods. Shout out, brother. I want to shout out Jamel Christopher, Quentin Montgomery, Edwin Whitehead, Heather Taylor. Those are just a few honorable mentions for people who traded in those death notes in exchange for love notes. You are highly appreciated. And for the record, you brothers and sisters who are trading in those death notes are helping us to establish and develop our land in North Carolina and abroad. So it is highly appreciated, and it is for the future. We're talking about real sustainable development, not this global deception that they got going on with this nonsense 2030 agenda. Somebody said, what's a death note? A death note is your U.S. currency. Your U.S. currency is a death note because it was built on blood, because it's built on sin and death. So we call those death notes. On newbreed.love, for every $10 donation you send, I'll send you an ounce of love as a token of my appreciation, and it helps stimulate the economy of the Israelites. All right. So I just wanted to give those honorable mentions. I wanted to talk about Agenda 2030. And you know, when you hear the word agenda, people tend to think about conspiracy theories. They hear the word agenda and they like, oh, that has to be something like a conspiracy theory, right? On the contrary, Agenda 2030 is very real. I mean, they have summits every other year. They have a website. A lot of famous actors and actresses like your Forrest Whitakers, Denzel Washington's, Oprah's. There's a whole lot of people who are involved with this sustainable development program. And people believe that it's some type of philanthropic work. They believe that it's for the greater good of everyone. They think that, they're just trying to mobilize people, and they want the planet to be clean and safe. And, it's about climate control, and it's about taking pollution down. And, it's just about development, Bree, And then when you see some of these commercials for Agenda 2030, it just doesn't seem harmful the way that it comes off. But I want to tell y'all something, right? There's a very, very dark truth about 2030 or Agenda 2030. And we're going to talk about in this video. And we're going to really get into it. Because somebody said it right. Dave Hodson said, they call conspiracy those that have cognitive dissociation, does not let them see. Right. They call us, yeah, they must have some type of cognitive detach. Absolutely. And I see some people in the chat who kind of knows what it's about. Some would say that it's about decreasing the population. It's much more to it than that. Ultimately, it's about control. It's about control. And I'm gonna get into it. That's one of the things that could be possibly true. And you know, we're gonna get into this. Somebody said it's about cars. See, I see people guessing. I'm gonna play, you know, this commercial from 2015, right? Because a lot of things are moving into fruition now. And I got quite a few sources to share with y'all today. Y'all know how I do. My sources just pop out randomly. So follow me here. And I want everybody to pound the like button on your way in. Make sure you're sharing this content because I'm about to be bringing out some things that nobody is speaking on right now. And I'm going to be really able to show you what's going on, right? Now, let's see here. Let's play this commercial here. And I'm going to chime in. I may stop it a couple times because, you know, this is how they trick the people. This is why people are pretty much zombies and The Walking Dead, because they see programs like this and they believe, oh, it's nothing to it. You know, our world leaders, they just have our best interests at heart, right? But here we go.
In the year 2015, the world will adopt a new set of goals for the next 15 years of sustainable development. How will projected changes in the world's population affect our ability to achieve these new goals?
How will projected changes in the world's population affect these new goals? Now, how can somebody project population changes unless, you know, there's something that's put in place in which they can gauge who's going to live and who's going to die? Unless somebody is out here playing God, how could they possibly, you know, even come up with a figure of how many people are going to live or die? But when you hear this music, you hear this commercial, you're just listening to the tone of voice and you're listening to what they're saying, but you're not hearing what they're saying, right? Sometimes when people are talking, it's not about what they are saying. It's about what they're not saying. And this is something that you'll learn over here on this channel because I dissect these people to a T, right? All right, listen closely.
The world will witness many demographic changes over the next 15 years, but different regions and countries face different demographic circumstances and priorities. Between now and 2030, 2 billion babies will be born, each requiring access to healthcare services. 2 billion children will reach school age, each needing access to high-quality education. And more than 1.2 billion young people will transition into adulthood and begin looking for jobs. In some countries, the total population will grow, while in others, it will decline. One thing that all countries have in common is the need to plan for population aging.
Now, I want you to keep in mind. That all these things sound great. Everybody who is born, they will need access to health care. You know, people do need education, Right. It all sounds right, Of course, in some places, there will be a decline in population due to famine, due to various circumstances, weather changes, different unforeseen things that could take place, So, they're saying things that sounds good, it sounds true, and for the most part it is, but here's where active listening comes in, right? Let's continue.
People aged 60 and older are now the world's fastest growing age group. Ensuring their economic security in later life, meeting their healthcare needs, and protecting their rights must remain a top priority.
Now, how could that even be possible that the highest growing age group is people who are 60 plus years old? That doesn't make any sense unless there are not enough children being born, unless there are too many people dying early. That's the only way that would make sense, is that there's a lot of people dying early and there are not enough babies being born. That's the only way that makes sense. Now, Joshua, thank you for the $20 contribution. I appreciate the support. Thanks for supporting the work. All right, let us continue.
Cities will absorb all of the world's population growth.
What?
Wait, what? Get over here!
Did y'all catch that? Let's go back. Listen carefully.
Cities will absorb all of the world's population growth.
Cities will be all the world's population growth. So what they're telling you is they want everybody in cities. This is back in 2015. Let's hear it again.
Cities will absorb all of the world's population growth over the next 15 years.
Over the next 15 years, they want cities to have all the world's population, ladies and gentlemen. 15-minute cities, anyone? Smart cities, anyone? See, they're telling you what they want to do. They don't want people outside the cities. Now, let me break this down to you scripturally, what this is going to mean, because some people are saying, well, what's wrong with everybody living in the city? That's what some people are asking. Well, Bree, what's wrong with it? What's wrong with everybody living in the city? Everybody don't want to live in the country. Everybody don't want to live in rural areas. Everybody don't want to have to do that. So I don't understand what the problem is. Why is this such a big deal? Some are asking. Well, the book of Esdras tell us this. Esdras 15:15, and we're going to read on. For the sword in their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and have swords in their hands. Now I want you to listen carefully. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. Now, where will all this be happening? Let's see. 2nd Esdras 15:17. And a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. So a man should desire to want to go from one place to the next, one city to the next, travel abroad, but won't be able. So what's going to end up happening is these cities are going to be locking people in, right? It's going to be pretty much like a prison industrial complex. There's going to be sanctions in certain places. There's going to be a lot going on in these cities. Crime is going to be on a different level. The book of Esdras really breaks this down to you. It's letting you know that it's going to be a chaotic environment and people are not going to be able to just move freely. We're talking about there are going to be stations for your car where you got to charge your vehicle. There's going to be sanctions on how many miles that you can drive in a day. And people are going to have smart cars. There's going to be apps that's put on the phone to that you're going to be required to check into daily, and they're going to be checking your temperature through your phone. This is what it's going to come to. They're literally going to be checking your temperature through your phone, and if you have a temperature, there will be agencies that come to your door and put you in isolation, put you in quarantine. So you can expect for these people to get to this goal, to drive people all into the cities, you got to think about how would they go about that? How would they go about such a thing? Getting all the world's population in cities. Well, the scriptures tell you. And we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about that today. How would they go about doing it? We'll talk about it. But let's continue.
Absorb all of the world's population growth over the next 15 years.
All the world's population is going to be in cities in the next 15 years.
Cities will absorb all of the world's population growth over the next 15 years. This puts them on the front line when it comes to eliminating poverty,
This puts them on the front line when it comes to eliminating poverty. Now, are they talking about eliminating poverty or eliminating the poor? Now, I want you to think about that. Think about how this is worded. How would having everybody in the cities eliminate poverty when we know to live in the city, it costs what? A lot more money, right? It costs a lot more to live in the city. So how would that eliminate poverty? One would say, and they'll try to, explain it away by saying that they're going to come up with ways for everybody to have equal opportunities. Well, how? In a society, there could never be equal opportunities because you have people who have to serve and you have people who have to rule. I mean, think about this. All right, let's continue.
Reducing pollution and ensuring access to safe water and essential services. Currently,
at what cost? At what cost will they have access to the things they need?
There are more than 230 million international migrants in the world. Over the next 15 years, this number could increase by another 30 million people. International migration can be a transformative force for both migrants and their communities. In order to harness the full potential of migration for development, however, we must create sufficient legal channels for safe and orderly migration. Our greatest challenge for the future is to ensure that the world's population can thrive. We must eliminate both poverty and unsustainable patterns of production and consumption. Through a deeper understanding of how the world is changing, combined with better planning, stronger partnerships, and greater political will, we can create a better tomorrow for both people and planet.
Now, who would watch this commercial and think, man, these people are diabolical, demonic entities fixated on world domination? Who would watch that and think that? Nobody, right? So this is why, the world is brainwashed, because they can't see. But a more accurate depiction of what we're about to witness on this planet is more so like this.
So it's not just an ideology, it's an action plan. It's a blueprint to inventory and control all land, all water, all plants, all animals, all production, all construction, all law enforcement, all energy, all food, all information, everything on the planet, including you. Sustainable development. Now, when you see the term sustainable development, of course you think you know what it means, but you really don't know what it means. When you see the term SMART, which is sustainability, monitoring, assessing, rating, and tracking you, there's total continuity between Malthus, a corporate group called the Club of Rome, universities, the philanthropies. You've got the corporate, the governance, and the foundations and organizations, including the Holy See, the Vatican.
Now, that's a way more accurate depiction on what Agenda 2030 is about. Now, how would they go about gaining control over everything? How would they go about basically putting everybody in cities? Well, let's go to Revelations. The book of Revelations tell us, and we are in Revelations 9 and 17, and it reads, "And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them having breastplates of fire, and of jacinth and brimstone, and the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions, and out of their mouths issue fire and smoke and brimstone." It goes on to say, "By these three was the third part of men killed, by the fire and by the smoke and by the brimstone which issued out of their mouths." See, the fires that you've seen in Maui is a biblical proportion. A third part of man has been prophesied to be taken out by fire within this planet. It's a great purge that's going to take place, and they're going to be burning people out of certain zones, like you've seen in Hawaii, using direct energy weapons, weather modification, actual laser beams. We're talking about some highly sophisticated weaponry. We're not talking about some run-of-the-mill airplanes that's dropping lighter fluid. We're talking about some high-tech energy weapons where they can generate waves and the fire burns without ceasing. We're not talking about normal fires that's burning. We're talking about fires that hit like nukes. And this has been prophesied to take out of 1/3 of man, right? It goes on to say, let's see. The next verse says, "For their power is in their mouth and in their tails, for their tails were like unto serpents and had heads, and with them they do hurt." See, this is what you can expect. Now we're in Revelations 13 and 11, and it reads, And I beheld another beast coming out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and spake as a dragon. And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and causes the earth and them which dwell therein to worship him, worship the first beast whose deadly wound was healed. So what this is talking about is it's talking about Rome, which went into perdition. The Idumeans, the Jesuits, we're talking about the vampiric people, the demons, the Khazarian Empire, the Romans, the Grecos, who've always committed warfare and atrocities against the people. These same people survived their deadly wound. They went into perdition, went into hiding, but they're still ruling strong. The eagle is still soaring. And it says that they will be carrying out this grand plan. They will be the ones carrying out these actions. And they will be using a tongue like a serpent, which is their power. Their power is the television. Their power is the media. Their power is their ability to be able to sway your opinion. Their power is to be able to say something to you using lesser magic without you understanding what is being said to you. Their power is in deception. All right. And it goes on to say, see, a lot of people think that's just talking about an antichrist, but when it's talking about a deadly wound, it's talking about Rome surviving. 13. Now we're in Revelations 13 and 13. And it goes, and he doeth great wonders, so that he make a fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. What? Man. That sound familiar, ladies and gentlemen? And he doeth great wonders, so that he make a fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. Now, this ain't talking about no Hold on, let me get this person Fredo out of here. Let's get you out of here. The reason you don't understand what I'm talking about because you don't have the ears to hear. But you've been removed. You're out of here. Now, does this sound familiar, ladies and gentlemen? We know those fires in Maui didn't come from no climate change. We know that it wasn't hot and dry outside so the wood spontaneously combust. We know that these people have the power to rain fire. Yep, somebody said it. Those with ears to hear, let them hear. Right, you're going to have people come in the chat being disrespectful, talking about the F you talking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, why are you here? If this not resonating with you, what are you over here listening for? What is the purpose? Won't you remain blind, deaf, and dumb and walk amongst the zombies? While people of Yah, people who follow the Bible, people who are ready to be awakened, while we learn what's going on so we can move accordingly, so we can plan for what's to come. How about that? Now, for those who missed it, this is Agenda 2030.
So it's not just an ideology, it's an action plan. It's a blueprint to inventory and control all land, all water, all plants, all animals, all production, all construction, all law enforcement, all energy, all food, all information, everything on the planet, including you. Sustainable development. Now, when you see the term sustainable development, of course you think you know what it means, but you really don't know what it means. When you see the term SMART, which is sustainability, monitoring, assessing, rating, and tracking you, there's total continuity between Malthus, a corporate group called the Club of Rome, universities, the philanthropies. You've got the corporate, the governance, and the foundations and organizations, including the Holy See, the Vatican.
Again, in Revelations, when it talks about the man of sin surviving a deadly wound, it's talking about Rome. And you see, she mentioned the Club of Rome are involved. I told you. It's nothing new under the sun. Rome was never destroyed. Rome only went into perdition. So the Romans are still here, and they're still the ones pulling the strings. And they're the ones who have taken a deal with the devil, the same deal that Christ turned down. Now I want y'all to think about this. Why would they call it sustainable development? Sustainable. Now, what was wrong with the world that we're living in? What was wrong with having biblical principles? What was wrong with doing things normal, planting regular seeds, being agricultural, taking care of our planet by just not littering, right? What happened where the earth became not sustainable? You telling me that the Most High didn't build the planet to last? So you got to think about this. This is what it's all about. It's about control. And the scriptures tell us exactly what they're trying to do. 2nd Esdras 15 and 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. It goes on to say, 2nd Esdras 15 and 18. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The city shall be troubled. The cities shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. The city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed. The men shall be afraid. And what did they say? They want to put all men into, they want to put all people into cities. They want the world's population into cities. Now, why would they want you into the cities? Ain't that what they said in that commercial? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all heard the video say that they wanted to put all the world's population in the cities. Put a 1 in the chat if you heard that. Let's see who been sticking around and who been listening. Okay. Yep. Queen K said prophecy at best. All right. I'm just making sure y'all following this here. So they want all the world's population in cities, but it says in Esdras, 2nd Esdras 15 and 18, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. That's what's going to happen in the cities. And this is prophet. This is prophecy. 2nd Esdras 15 and 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbors, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. It's going to be a lack of substance, a lack of bread. And people are going to be running up in homes. And we're talking about people who live in stacked up on top of each other. Right? Next verse. Behold, saith the Most High, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Libanus. I want y'all to look at where Libanus is located, so you can see that the Most High's men are put in place to turn themselves one against another and repay the things that they have done to them. Now, let me pull up where Libanus is located. Give me a moment. Let me pull this up. It's pronounced Libanus. All right, Libanus. And this reference is referenced quite a few times biblically. All right. And I'm almost there. The mountains of north of Israel, which is in Africa, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. The mountains on the north of Israel, northeast, there are two parallels, and this is according to Deuteronomy 1:7 and 11:24. There are two parallels running northeast to northwest, about 90 miles between which is Korle. The western range is Libanus or Lebanon. All right. So around in Africa, it's in Africa. So what it's saying is, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising sun, from south to east. So it's talking about the men of Yah. When it says the kings of this earth, it's not talking about, it's not speaking in regards to, politicians and these individuals. It's not talking about politicians. It's actually talking about the real kings of the Most High, the men of the Most High. Those are the kings of the earth he's speaking about. Floridian Rollo, thanks for the $5 contribution. He says, I knew it. They want everyone in cities, especially in the northern states and also overseas. Notice, Breed, they want us not in southern states and Africa. Exactly. And these are the places that we should be looking into, the southern states in Africa. And this is where we've decided to work out of. Being the UNY, the United Nation of Israel, we've decided to do our work and establish things in the southern states and in Africa, because that's what makes the most sense right now, because these cities are going to be a war zone. I'm just telling you straight like it is. And Tommy V, watch your language in my chat. You don't hear nobody talking like that in this video, so I'm gonna put you on timeout. And moderators, if you have wrenches, don't hesitate to put people on timeout if they in the chat just spewing out bad language. Have some respect. This is the Sabbath, and you in a Bible-based lesson. This is a Bible broadcast today. I'm gonna tell you what else you can expect in these cities. Matter of fact, I'd rather show you. This is the new reality here.
This is very strange. Like this is Whole Foods Market. They scan your stuff in your bag, right? So you can't even walk into Whole Foods unless you go through this machine? I need my own QR code. How do I get my own QR code? How do I get my own QR code? I have to have my own QR code before I'm into Whole Foods.
Means you don't have to stand in line when you leave.
What do? They just what?
It
What
just
do they?
knows you have it because it scans it.
It knows you have products.
Yeah, it's like the Wi-Fi or whatever it is. It scans your products.
Whoa! And this is the future of grocery stores.
But who's doing that?
Whoa! Who did this first? Where in California?
Where was the first one? You know the city? She's from California. See, we had 10 minutes, now we got 5. Come on.
And it's with Amazon. Whole Foods and Amazon are requiring this to enter. She has her own QR code to get in.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to require the mark of the beast. That's where the QR code is going to be scanned from. They're already putting everything in place. And a lot of these businesses are getting pressured to follow the agenda. And it's crazy. And if they don't bow down, they're going to lose their businesses. So they're doing whatever they got to do. Now, places like Whole Foods, they're already ran by witches and Wiccans, man. It's people in the back of Whole Foods with alabaster boxes. They got witches that walk through the stores and they wave gins and different stones over the meat. You know, they have seances. Allegedly, this is all alleged. This is all alleged because, you know, if you look into Whole Foods and really do your research, you'll see who founded it and what their ideologies really are. But that's, you know, you can research that on your own time, right? You would think that would be the best place to get food because it's supposed to have the whole foods, the best foods, right? Well, if you want the best foods in Satan's system, you're gonna have to get the mark of the beast. If you want access to clean food that have been prayed over by witches, you know, you want your fresh apples, your fresh produce. Yeah, we want you to get this chip. So this is the reality of it. And let me make this clear. I'm not saying that everybody who live in the city currently are doomed. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that the Most High is not with brothers and sisters who are in the city. Not saying that at all. But what I will say is this: the Most High is requiring brothers and sisters to be active when it comes to getting away from some of the persecutions that we go through. Now, if you honoring his law, statutes, and commandments, you have the seal of the Most High on you and you are protected. Matter of fact, a lot of you all have been being protected by the Almighty. And you've been living in places that you shouldn't be in, but the Most High has had grace and mercy over you. And you walking through the valley of the shadow of death, and he making sure no harm can come your way because you've been righteous. You've been doing what you need to do. But let's make no mistake about this. Prophecy must come true. And one thing I've learned in this walk is that when it's time for you to make a move, when it's time for you to do something, and you're really chosen by the Almighty, you know when it's time to move. The Holy Spirit moves. The Holy Spirit directs you. And you don't have to question anything. You don't fear anything. You just know, hey, it's time for me to get out of this situation, to get out of this place, because this is not beneficial for me or my children. And once you get to that point, that's good. You must embrace that. And when I make my content, this is for people who may be thinking about leaving, but they just need some reassurance. And this content right here may make you say, you know what, maybe it's time to get out of this place, because a lot of the people in the cities, man, they moving different, man. They you know, got a certain spirit on them. A lot of skinwalkers in these streets, a lot of meat suits, a lot of demonic individuals, a lot of entities and forces working in the cities, a lot of jealousy at that. A lot of hatred, a lot of people slandering, gossiping, backbiting, a lot of crime, It's just too much for the righteous to be living in, right? The scriptures tell us in Matthew 24 and 22, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So when you see Agenda 2030 talking about what the population is going to be 15 years from now and how things are going to be, who's going to live and who's going to die, what demographic of people are going to go through changes, and they come with all these what's the word, all these guesses, because that's all it is a guess, right? The Bible tells us if the Lord didn't shorten these days, no flesh would survive. Everything that they're doing, nobody would survive it. I mean, I'm gonna tell you, man, things are gonna be so different in the next five years, the next 10 years. These people gonna have a whole Jurassic Park out here. I guarantee. They're gonna have a whole amusement park with species that they created. This is what we're gonna see in the next 5-10 years. I'm telling you. We're gonna see robots just walking down the street like it's nothing, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking about everything in the damn Jetsons. You're gonna be seeing it. You're gonna see people in relationships with damn Autobots, Transformers. I'm talking about actual Transformers that need batteries. I'm talking about we're gonna get to the point where you ain't gonna know what's human and who's who, what is what, you know? So it's like, why would you want to be around that? You know, here's the devil's goal is to make people forget about the simplicity, which is Christ. We can't understand and fully comprehend the simplicity of Christ until we in a place where we can think, a place where we can breathe fresh air, a place where we can be among like-minded people. G Mason on the track, thank you for the 5, brother. I appreciate it. Says, keep speaking that truth, my brother. Absolutely, will do. And this is what we're doing with the UNY. We're having our own economy. We're setting up our barter and our trading system. We're building on our land. Because if you believe that the city is not taking a toll on chosen ones, like it's not hindering you in your growth, then you're sadly mistaken. Sadly mistaken. It takes a toll on you being around these individuals day in and day out. There's a fog in the air. There's a tension with people. Because in the cities, it's so hard to survive. Everybody got to do whatever they got to do to make ends meet. There is literally no certainty. There's no certainty. Proverbs said it can be very draining. So you can feel that everybody's stressed. Everybody out here trying to do whatever they got to do to survive. Dree boy, you're right. It's weird energy because people are desperate out here. I live in Atlanta, Georgia, and this place right here is it's the highest place for scammers. There's a lot of scam artists. Everybody on demon time. Everybody moving a certain way. I don't live in Atlanta. I live on the outskirts of Atlanta. Let me clarify that. But here's some interesting news about something that happened in Atlanta. I want to actually share this with y'all. Let me make sure I name the right banking system that did this. I want to say it was Goldman and Sachs, but I could be wrong. Let me look it up real quick before I say it. And I want everybody to hit the like button. Let me see. What in the world? I'm on Google. Okay, I want to say it was Goldman and Sachs that bought up pretty much. Oh man, let me make sure I'm right. They did a mass tenant land grab, pretty much apartment grab. Let me get this right. Let me look this up real quick. It might not have been Goldman and Sachs. I'm gonna have to get back with y'all on that. Let me see. Let me see. I think it was Goldman and Sachs. Yeah, Goldman and Sachs and bought a big Atlanta housing development, pretty much like 50-60% of Atlanta's apartments. Yep, it's called under CEO David Solomon. They bought Atlanta-based Green Sky for $2.24 billion. Man, but we'll get into that later. I got to get more details on that. But all I know is that since everybody is being drove into the cities, the point I'm trying to make, and I'm sorry for wasting your time looking that up, but the point I'm trying to make is you're going to have a lot of major investors, major corporations, major shareholders buying up a whole lot of real estate for these smart cities. That's the new move for these people, because they know that they're trying to get everybody out the cities everybody out the country into the city. Gabriella, thank you for the $5 contribution. I appreciate the support. Yeah, man, this is what it's all about. It's all about domination and control. And this is what it's coming to, ladies and gentlemen.
So it's not just an ideology, it's an action plan. It's a blueprint to inventory and control all land, all water, all plants, all animals, all production, all construction, all law enforcement, all energy, all food, all information, everything on the planet, including you. Sustainable development. Now, when you see the term sustainable development, of course you think you know what it means, but you really don't know what it means. When you see the term SMART, which is sustainability, monitoring, assessing, rating, and tracking you, there's total continuity between Malthus, a corporate group called the Club of Rome, universities, the philanthropies. You've got the corporate, the governance, and the foundations and organizations, including the Holy See, the Vatican.
Including the Vatican. So when we hear about climate change and you just believe that they're just trying to mobilize the world's citizens, get us together to live happily ever after, you're wrong. And we can't forget about this.
Every day, all across our nation, we feel and see the impact of the climate crisis. It is clear that the clock is not only ticking, it is banging. And we must act. Think about the impact on something like public health. When we invest in clean energy and electric vehicles and reduce population, more of our...
You can't forget about that. And the way that she said that, it was like, this is what the alien entities, the fallen ones, this is what the rulers in darkness in high places. It's almost like she's saying that, like, this is what they want us to do. Look, the clock is ticking. We got to do what our predecessors want us to do. And I don't care, we already know Kamala Harris is a werewolf. That's right. I said it. She's a werewolf. I told y'all that a while ago. New breed. When I said that a few months ago, I said, yo, Kamala, I believe she's a werewolf. I don't think these people are humans, y'all. I just don't. I don't think the people we see on TV I don't believe they're humans. I think Kamala Harris on a full moon, you're not going to find her. She's going to be howling at the moon. I believe Joe Biden is an NPC. He's either a skinwalker or NPC. Haven't figured it out yet. But, you know, we done seen his head roll up multiple times. These people be wearing masks. We done seen Kamala's neck roll up. These people they're working for powers. These people are being controlled by entities. Seriously. Yeah, Mitch McConnell is definitely he's definitely a meat suit. Definitely. I'm telling you, man, they put these people on our television screens and they be telling the dark truth right in our faces. Yeah, they necks bubble up, their heads be having creases and folds. Like, what is going on here? I'm telling you, these people are being controlled by archons and shadow beings. Real talk. The scriptures tell us. And we're still in the book of Esdras. We've been in Esdras and Revelations today. We read a little bit of Matthew too. In case y'all wondering where the scriptures is coming from today. For those just joining in the back. Esdras 15 and 21. Like as they do yet this day unto my chosen, so will I do also, and recompense in their bosom, that saith the Lord. So although they're going to be doing all these things in the cities, he's going to gather the most highest men, the kings of the earth, the real kings of the earth. And we're going to be speaking the truth. We're going to be tearing down this system. We are his standing army. And there's recompense, and we're going to be in the bosom of Abraham. You understand? It goes on to say, my right hand shall not spare the sinners, and my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth. The Most High God sees everything. He sees what these people are doing. He sees the campaigns that they have. He sees that these people are plotting, figuring out ways to steal people's land by lighting fires and going out there doing land grabs and trying to lead the poor into one place. And listen, the Most High said, hey, he's not going to be hasty with wasting people who shed innocent blood. So, we look at what goes on in the world sometimes and people grow weary. They start losing faith in the Most High because of all of the wickedness and dirt and all the diabolical schemes that these people are doing. But the Most High said, they're going to get listen, there's going to be recompense to the chosen, and these people are going to be destroyed. These people are going to be destroyed. It goes on to say, the fire is gone forth from his wrath, and have consumed the foundation of the earth, and the sinners like the straw that is kindled. See, it has to be a purge here on this planet. It has to be a purge. Now, we've read Revelations 13 and 13. I want to read it again and then go through. It says, and he doeth great wonders, so that he make a fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. We've seen that already. They still doing that, rain and fire. Revelations 13 and 14, and deceive them that dwell on the earth by the means of the miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. Now that scripture is powerful right there. That scripture just said, because of the miracles that the beasts have been able to do, meaning their weaponry, they're going to be having holographic images that they're going to be coming out with. There's going to be so many technological advances. There's going to be so many campaigns and initiatives that they have where we're going to be looking at them like, man, these people are powerful, man. They able to do anything using technology. So what's going to end up happening is people going to say, this has to be God. This technology, whoever this is, science, whoever these people are, we got to serve them. They have the answers. Let's read it again. And deceive them that dwelled on the earth by the means of those miracles, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. You know, they're going to have people grow their limbs back. They're going to have amputees grow their limbs back. They're going to be able to transfer dreams, to transfer consciousness from one body to the next so people can live eternally. They're going to be having the ability to create clones and bring your loved one back. I mean, it's going to get crazy. They already can do these things. They can kill off your loved one and make a clone of them, y'all. And I know this sounds crazy what I'm saying, but they have miracles. Satan has miracles. Somebody said, I got their channel shut down. Wow, that's crazy. I'm gonna do you a favor and get you on up out of here. Let me block this person. Let me make something clear. I have never got anybody's channel shut down. Never will, never have, never will. But we'll get that person on up out of here. Now let's continue. Now peep it. It says that people would start to serve these images. It says, and deceive them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, they that should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. So people are going to start serving the Roman Empire. Somebody said, oh yeah, it's a block party today. De Lamar says, LOL, we just moving on, I guess. Oh, yeah, that's what we do. We get people out of here and we keep it moving. Yeah, it's some random people. Yeah, man, this is really what's going on in the world, man. All right, so let's go on to the next verse here. And if y'all enjoying this Bible lesson, man, and it's giving you clarity to the direction this world is going, man, do me a favor and hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button. Hit the share button, man. Because we really breaking this thing down, man, on another level. Yeah, the days of Noah have returned. You're right. It's definitely going to get crucial out here. It definitely is. And this is why we got to stay prayed up. The scripture says that we pray ourselves worthy that we will survive all these inflictions. You know, we pray that we're labeled worthy because this Babylonian system is collapsing. And we got a couple more precepts to go to. And then I'll look in the chat and see what y'all talking about. And we are still in the book of Revelations. And let's go. Goes on to say, Revelations 13 and 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Wow. Let's read that again. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So this is why it's important that we move accordingly. They're going to know who is who, what is what, and they're going to have the ability to go after people who are not serving the image of the beast, right? And this is where the mark of the beast comes in. Revelations 13 and 16, and he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor and free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hands or on their foreheads. Now, when it says cause of all, it's not talking about every single person will get it. It's talking about people from all walks of life. People from all walks of life, whether they be free or bond, rich or poor, they're going to get that mark just to keep up, just to keep the rudiments of this world. So Some people are probably asking, Bree, you brought forth a lot of insight, a lot of edification. What's the solution? Well, the solution is that we become countrymen. We become nationmen. We begin to, get our land together. We begin to move accordingly, build as a community. We begin to be doers and not just talkers. We use these platforms such as this one over here as a real resource, not just something that you go to and you're entertained by. Use it as a resource. Some of the gatherings and get-togethers that we're going to be having, I want you brothers and sisters to show up. I want y'all to be there. When we having our off-grid camping trips, I want you brothers and sisters there. This is what it's all about, because at the end of the day, it's our time to build as people. It's time to get our own food together. It's time to stop playing. This ain't about entertainment. This ain't about none of that. The Most High is making ways for us to be able to do things, and we're going to do it. We're going to obey his word and move accordingly. And we got a lot of work to do. Prototype 1985. Thanks for the 10. Says, lived in New York, BX, for 36 years. But the Holy Spirit told me to leave. I sold everything and moved to Georgia, countryside. Spiritual life to another level. I feel sad for family and still live there. Right. I can dig it, brother. I wholeheartedly understand. I get it. And that's a blessing. I'm in Georgia too, and I'm more so on the outside of the city. I wouldn't say particularly I'm in the country, but I'm close enough. But it's a beautiful thing. There are good places out here in Georgia. Not all of Georgia's bad. There's some real peaceful places. So shout out to brother Prototype, man. I'm glad you found some peace, fam, and got out of NYC. NYC is like Babylon, bro. New York ain't no joke. You hear me? New York is not for play. Lucky Dawn says she left New York too. She says she loves the quiet country life. Kristan, thank you for the 10, my brother. Says, great message, King. Thank you, family. I appreciate that, man. All praises to the Most High. Trill Team says, maybe time to head back to Georgia myself, living in Washington State. And it's getting weird out here, man. I bet it is. Yeah, man. But all praises to the Most High, man. I'm glad y'all are making moves, man. See, when y'all talk about leaving one place to the next, there go another one that left in New York. JM says, I left NYC. I'm in Arizona suburbs. Man, that's what's up. Wow, man, everybody making moves, man. Hey, man, give it up. Javon said he moved from New York to Florida, man. Rollo in the building too. He done moved too, man. Give it up for the people who making moves out here. Because, it ain't easy to just pack up and move and walk by faith and not by sight. Yep. Abby says she moved from Florida to Tennessee. That's a good move too, But all praises, man. That's a blessing, man. But hey, all praises to the Almighty, man. If y'all like to support this work, support this ministry, support our efforts, get yourself some love notes, newbreed.love. If you would like to see some exclusive content that you haven't seen, I haven't been active on Patreon for a while, but there's still a lot of content that's there that a lot of y'all haven't seen, and it has a lot of replay value. If you just go back and watch it, some of y'all, you're going to see some things on there that can really help you out in your walk. So feel free to join me on Patreon as well. And I should be getting back active on there pretty soon. I want y'all to subscribe to New Breed Universal ENT. I got more content coming there soon. I got more music coming there soon. Man, I'm just looking forward to building with you all. Let me get these people on up out of here. But all praises to the Most High. And it might be time for me to hand out more wrenches too, man. That's right. All praises. Hold on. Rollo says, Brother Bree, I got Zatson Jr. in Florida. Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, man. So I'm gonna go watch a replay of some of those debates, the presidential preliminary, debates that was on the other day, because I want to see what these people are talking about. I might even react to it. I don't know. Depends on what they talking about. I don't pretty much trust too much politics, but I'm gonna look into it anyway and see what's going on, man. But you know what? Glory to Yah, glory to the Father, glory to the Most High. Look, I love y'all. I want y'all to stay safe out there. With that being said, shalom, peace.